Honorable mayors and governors, distinguished representative of WeGo members, colleagues, friends, ladies and gentlemen, a very good morning to all of you. I would like to thank Mr. Oh Si-hoon, Mayor of Seoul and President of WeGo, for inviting me to speak at this important occasion. First of all, I would like to congratulate WeGo on the 10th anniversary, and you have certainly achieved a lot in your first decade. Before I became the Executive Director of UN Habitat, I was Mayor of Seberang Perai and Penang Island, who are both WeGo members. And I witnessed the work WeGo does and its strong commitment to assist the digital transformation of cities. So in the last 18 months, since the start of COVID-19 pandemic, the world has gone through a digital transformation faster than anything that has come before it. Hundreds of millions are teleworking, accessing education virtually, and buying goods and services through apps and digital platforms. However, this digital transformation has further exposed serious urban and digital inequalities. Many people in deprived urban areas are not able to access remote education, telemedicine, and teleworking because of weak, absent, or unaffordable internet connectivity, or simply lack of computers. According to our colleague at the International Telecommunication Union, 3.6 billion people remain offline worldwide. WeGo's vision of creating smart, sustainable cities for all, making use of digital technology to improve the quality of life for all urban residents while ensuring long-term economic, social, and environmental sustainability has never been more important. Such vision requires us to put inclusion, human rights, and the needs of people front and center in our digital transformation efforts. We need to focus on using the opportunities provided by digital technologies to build inclusive and resilient urban communities that make a positive impact on people's life. At UN Habitat, we define this as people-centered smart city. Smart city reduces the digital divide, builds inclusion, and respects digital rights. It requires changing our mindset away from using smart technologies for surveillance and control to using smart technologies to enable urban life and make our cities better. While digital technologies are important, we need to combine our digital efforts with good neighborhood planning, non-motorized transport, green public spaces, and renewable energy in a smart city approach that is inclusive, sustainable, and contributes to improve urban quality of life. Our people-centered smart city vision is based on international agreements. The new urban agenda calls for member states to adopt a smart city approach and citizen-centric digital governance. The UN General Assembly resolution on privacy in the digital age calls for states to develop legislation that protects individuals against violations of rights to privacy through the collections of data. And the UN Secretary General's roadmap for digital cooperation sets out a multi-stakeholder effort to advance digital cooperation, universal digital access, digital human rights, digital inclusion, digital public goods, standards of artificial intelligence, and strengthening digital capacity. UN Habitat, in collaboration with organizations such as WeGo, has a key role in the UN system to localize this agenda. We look forward to working together with WeGo towards a more sustainable and digitized development of cities. Our smart city vision recognizes that there are regional and cultural differences. What is appropriate in Seoul may not be appropriate in Johannesburg or New York. Asian cities may approach digital platforms and data differently than European or Latin American cities. But there is a lot that can be learned from each other. We are just at the beginning of the smart city journey. In that sense, WeGo has similar approaches when addressing regional differences, and we hope to further cooperate along these lines with them. But key to success across the world is that local governments become proactive actors in implementing the smart city vision. We need leaders who to take a strategic and informed approach to digital technologies. It's great to see WeGo's membership recognizing this. Having said that, of course, this is a multi-stakeholder effort. The private sector is a fundamentally important actor. It has the skills, resources, innovation capacity, and technology that is required. But it cannot be the only actor. The public sector needs to lead and set the rules of the game to ensure that we move from a private sector supply-driven approach to a needs-driven one. The people-centered smart city should benefit all urban residents, and we need to understand and address the digital divide, which is not only a divide between rural and urban. As an example, in New York, one of the most connected cities in the world, 1.5 million people do not have fixed or mobile broadband at home. We need to pay particular attention to such underserved populations, the urban poor, older and disabled people, among others. And we need to provide digital literacy training. And we should aim to enhance service provision and digitize government services. Cities should create online platforms that enable residents to apply for business permits, pay tax, apply for planning permission, access telemedicine, and communicate with policymakers. We need to have digitally enabled mobility services, renewable energy smart grids, and green building technologies. UN Secretary General has called for enhanced global digital cooperation. So within the smart cities field, global guidelines on things like data sharing, interoperability, and technical standards will benefit cities, countries, and companies alike. UN Habitat has been a co-lead of the UN United for Smart Sustainable Cities platform for several years. We have now strengthened our partnership with the International Telecommunications Union, and we stand ready to provide a global platform to discuss global cooperation on smart cities. I see WeGo as a key potential partner in these important efforts and look forward to strengthening our collaboration. Thank you.